Namaste. Much love, my friends. I am love, otherwise known as Dana. Hello, everybody. I ain't on here in a little while. Uh, doing some things, taking care of life, enjoying life, growing, learning, meeting people, just enjoying existence. I'm gonna start making it a weekly thing just to come on here and share what I've seen and learned throughout the days during the week. And we'll just start doing that. Unless, as in the past, I get some kind of message that I feel that I have a need to pass along to anybody, then I will give it. Or a lesson that I learn. That's what a lot of this is. So not so much teaching and not just helping people to remember stuff, but a lot of times when I do these videos, it is me learning things and going, hey, I'm going to share this with everybody. Because sometimes it makes it a little easier to coexist and learn and go through life by learning from others. A lot of times, experience is your best teacher, but sometimes it helps to get a little point of view from others. Interesting week. Interesting year. Anytime anything bears down and gets hard anymore, it's very quite easy to get over it pretty quick and get the situation in order. And a lot of that, as I've said before, it comes down to vibrational level, people. Even when I'm a little bit off, as long as I keep things reeled in there to the spiritual order of the divine, things link up. Made a new friend. With that friend, made other new friends. Ended up with an opportunity to get a washing machine, which I didn't have the money to get before. Went out last week, tried some food I've never tried before. Sometimes I'm a pretty simple guy, and you'll see me just existing in shorts and no shirt or whatnot. But hey, sometimes, I like throwing nice clothes and do decent things. Sushi. I've been eating fish my whole life. It would have never dawned on me to eat raw fish. It became a thing. Somebody said, do you want to give it a try? Why not? I'll try an alligator, a rattlesnake, a whatever kind of plant. One area I draw the limit is bugs. But you stick me in the jungle or forest long enough without food, I'm sure I'll be eating bugs and tree bark too. Just kind of happens to people, But yeah, that's all because of perception. Now, that's not saying it's going to change everything you see, because here's the thing. You got what you call the universal consciousness, everybody linked in. Okay, so what you see outside sometimes might not be what you want to see, because it is a projection from what everybody else is thinking. On a subatomic level, that's all existence is. It's a projection of conscious thought. Because quite frankly, people, nothing exists but the ultimate love energy that's created consciousness to begin with. Everything else is just a projection. So when you see what you don't like out there, just remember, that is a projection of all of universal consciousness. When you get to the point, now, I'm not trying to be nerdy and stuff with my sci-fi thing, but hey, sometimes the sci-fi stuff really explains what's really going on. And a lot of times the ideas that are within those are ideas that science has anyways, and comes to find out true. Like the Matrix movies, believe. You must totally believe. And I totally believe to this day that is what part of the teachings of Jesus were about. Walking on water, see everything as vibration and energy. Hell yeah, you can walk on water. You think he wasn't trying to teach you the way to the divine by going through yourself to be able to connect with that energy and that power? It's exactly what he was doing. Instead, we ended up with a religion that tells people shit's sin and you're going to be cursed to hell and all kind of garbage. I bet you if he came back, like, no, y'all totally missed it, man. I was like practicing as a yogi and doing all this stuff, man. He's trying to teach us the things that we're learning through spiritual teachings and stuff now. So you get to that point, that projected reality you see out there that everybody else has got will start to do like maybe a computer or monitor where shit starts to fade in and out to another picture or something. That other picture is what you're projecting. It's just like when they talk about seeing behind the veil. It's because the garbage out there is being projected from the powers that be, and not really how things are. And when you realize that, you'll not only have that realization, but you'll start to see everything different. And it's kind of similar to that. It's all just a projection of different conscious thought patterns, creating different realities that you don't have to interact with. Just because you see that doesn't mean you have to interact with it. It is sharing the same time space with you, but who's to say it's actually real in your reality? If you get to that point where you realize that nothing really exists, everything is vibration and conscious energy that's creating these things, then what you see outside that you don't like, you see as just a projection. But you are existing within your own reality that's sharing that same time and space. It's what they talk about with parallel universes and other dimensions. You're still in the same space. You see what others are projecting as their reality and their thought patterns. But you yourself know that you literally can change the stars. You can change what goes on within you and is projected out there. That is how I have went through the last year of having my life flip-flopped around to what, if you would have told me a year ago, was going to happen. But, don't let me know the details of all the cool, neat things that happen because of it. Just tell me you're going to go here, here, and here, and this is what's going to happen with your life. I would have went, oh my God, I've had that nightmare. Don't even do that to me. But you know what happened instead? A bunch of little things, like think of it like a trunk of a tree. Okay? I didn't want to climb that fucking tree, but it started having all these little branches coming off of it. They were flowering with neat shit I've never seen before. That's what's happened over the last year. Because of the way I've thought, I've changed my stars, I've projected my own reality, and in doing so, I have attracted some beautiful people, awesome situations, and realized to myself, life is not just work and this is fantasy and that's fantasy. No, it's like before I was a teenager, when I was a young kid believing in outer space and the stars and fairies and things that, don't really exist. I learned on a subatomic level what existence is, and guess what? That shit ain't fantasy. A lot of those things that were fantasy as a child, I don't look at as fantasy now. I look at it the same way I did as a child. The world is nothing but wonder. The universe is nothing but wonder. There is amazing stuff everywhere. A zest for life. The beauty, I see it all. Why? Because I have recaptured that childlike wonder and love for all things in existence, and having gratitude for everything that's happened to me. Even the things that some people would look at and go, God, that had to be a horrible time in your life. No, it was a trying time in my life in which I learned many valuable lessons that created the man that I am today. So remember these things. This is just a nice little talk for a Sunday there to help everybody out, Like I said, your little alternative to church. Nothing against it. You want to go to church? Hey, that's fine. Whatever church you like to go to. You don't like to? Hey, here I am. And if you go by a certain religious structure or teaching, like my mom told me, I'm not anymore, but I was Christian at one point. And even if you stick strictly along the Christian lines, just remember, you don't have to go to church if you don't want to. If you want to, fine. Sometimes it's nice to be around a bunch of people that think like you. But the divine, God, the love, the creator, the energy that they call the Holy Ghost, all these things, however you want to look at it, this is a divine energy of creation. It's pure love energy. It lives within inside you. It lives throughout the whole universe. You can see it in a rock, a mountain, yourself, your friends. When you look into others, you can literally see God if you really look. So just remember, the divine is all around you and lives within you. So if you want to go to church, you can go to church. If you don't want to, it's wherever you make it. Sitting on the couch in meditation, in a tree high up in the forest, kayaking along a river. Any of these places can be that divine spiritual connection with all of creation. And it's in these moments that you really see the beauty of life in all existence and smile at the wonder of creation. Peace and love, y'all. Have a beautiful day or evening, whatever it is, in your little part of the world.